What's going on?
How goes it?
We're missing a pineapple. Where is that pineapple at?
What happened to that pineapple guy? So I'm trying to share it to my story here, and it always takes like forever to do this. And I'm like, why does it always take forever to do this?
Right.
Join us for some shenanigans.
Hey, Dan Moran, what are you doing in Vegas? Are you partying? Thanks for joining us.
I know, all the way in Vegas.
I know, that's right. That's awesome. Cool.
We're like cool like that, where people will join us wherever they're at.
Exactly. Thank you for doing that. What was Dan the Bionic Man?
Dan Moran, the Bionic Man. Yes.
Tell them that you're bionic so you can get in free places. Oh, he said not losing too much money, but losing just enough.
Just enough. Just enough. Where you're like, so that show you wanted to see?
Yeah.
You can't go to that or we won't have a flight home.
Right. So just pick your battles.
Right.
Woman.
Yeah. So, but I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good. I think I'm going to win this time around. So.
Oh my gosh. There's a joke that I know, like, I only know like 2 jokes that I've known for like the last 15 years. And one of them's a Vegas one, but it's not appropriate. Dang it. Next time, kids.
We'll just save that for the after show. That we don't do anymore.
Right. Bye, Jamie. Hi, Sean. Exactly. Bye, Jamie.
Exactly. Oh,
how's
thanks,
that
Sean,
EP
for
be?
Commenting on my post. No.
I always know it's Sean.
Right.
Good old Sean.
I was like, okay. So, why couldn't we come on yesterday, Miss Sandy? What was going on in your life that kept us from coming on?
I didn't get home yesterday until 11-ish, but I didn't actually even make it all the way to Pflugerville. I ended up staying at my house in Lubbock.
Oh, wow.
Because I was like, we're going to be so dead to the world, and then just to have to get up and come and do this again because I had to work today.
Right.
So I was just like, we ended up staying. So because I was like, hey, I'm not going to make it home in time. And anyway,
so where were you at? And what were you doing?
So this weekend was it Saturday? I don't even know. I have no idea. At some point I turned 40 and I decided I needed to be in Nashville for my 40th birthday. Never been to Nashville.
Okay, so you just pulled this out of the hat and said, hey, I want to go to Nashville.
Well, okay, so I did have 2 options for myself. I said, self, you can choose from the Keys or you can choose from Nashville.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I've been to Florida before. Not the Keys, but I've been to Florida.
Right.
But I've not ever been to Nashville. So I wanted to do something different.
Was there something specific that you wanted to do in Nashville?
Yes. The specific thing is if you know anything about me, you know my love for Johnny Cash.
Oh,
that's right. I wanted to go to the Johnny Cash Museum. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to experience the Nashville nightlife. Because I hear it's epic. I hear it's like 6th Street on crack.
Oh, wow.
And so it was definitely 6th Street on crack. Oh, hell no, Sean, look at this. You got jokes tonight, Sean?
He just called you out
he sure did. But anyway, but I have to tell you this other story before I tell you all of that story.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So we left on Friday. About 10 o'clock, we finally got settled in, and Eric comes in and he's like,
10 p.m. or 10 a.m.?
Yes. 10. We left. Hold on. Let me see. We left. We stayed in Lubbock Thursday night. Okay. We finally got settled in. We stayed at our house Thursday night, and about 10-ish, Eric comes in and he's always scared to wake me. So he was like, sad. Because he knows I was ready trying to sleep. He said, I just got an email and our flight has been delayed.
Oh.
And if our flight has been delayed, we're not going to make our next flight.
Oh.
So he's like, I said, well, you best to figure it out right now, sir. So anyway, he calls and they're like, Oh, no worries. We have an earlier flight.
Oh.
Okay.
From Lubbock to
Lubbock to Dallas. Yes, to
that's
DFW.
the connecting flight. Okay.
Yes. So, then comes another worry. I could feel his butt cheeks clench because he was going to have to tell me, we're going to have to get up at 2:25 in the morning. I'm like, what? 2:25 in the morning? Like, are you kidding me? He's like, no, we have to be at the airport by 3:30.
Oh my goodness.
So at this point, it is now 11-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to be up at 2:25.
Uh-huh.
And I have to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Yeah, I have to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for this. Okay. It's not very often that I see 2:25 a.m.
Right.
These days.
I see it quite often, but go ahead.
See, not I. I'm a little older than you.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We get up, we get to the airport, make it to on the flight and everything, and we're good. And then all of a sudden we're having breakfast at DFW. I'm having a mimosa because it's my birthday weekend, having a great time. Then we hop on over. We have to get out of the terminal and go over to our connecting flight, which is through Boutique Airline. And I don't know if y'all saw my Snapchat. If you saw my Snapchat, Boutique Airline is an 8-passenger plane.
So it's like a private jet almost.
It's like a private jet that Eric had booked for little old me.
Nice.
So we hop on over there. And can I see your ID? Hell yeah, you can see my ID. Yeah. Oh, I don't have it.
Oh, snap.
What do you mean you don't have your ID? I mean, I cannot locate it. Like I had it because that's how I got here.
Yeah.
But I can't find it.
It's not upon my person.
It is not on my person any longer. So there's a possibility I left it in the restaurant. I lost it in the toilet. There's lots of possibilities because I've been everywhere, man.
Right. It could have been with the mimosa person.
Could have been with the mimosa person. So we call the mimosa person. She's like, not here.
Uh-huh.
I call Lost and Found. No one's turned it in. I go to Lost and Found. So actually I have to leave the boutique at terminal and I have to be shuttled back to the terminal. And Eric stays behind in case it surfaces over there.
Right.
And they had already printed me a boarding pass because I had a copy of my license. I had to send it to the IRS to prove my identity. So I actually had taken a picture front and back of my license. They're like, yeah, we can do this. Then they say, nay, you cannot do that. Because when you exit the Nashville airport, you are going to need to present ID. I'm like, bruh, I have flown in and out of places and I've never had to present my ID leaving any.
Yeah. On the way out? Why?
Yeah. And no one cares. No one cares. So anyway, they did not let me on the plane. We went to, because I thought, you know what? You can, I don't know why. I Googled and it said, yeah, you can print out, you can just go renew your license or replace it. And I'm like, okay, let's just go to FedEx and do it. Turns out that was a lie.
That's a lie. No, you can't do that.
So while we're at FedEx, I'm like, you know what? Let's go to the DMV. Y'all know how hard it is to get to the DMV?
In Dallas.
It's in Dallas. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, we Google, we are in luck. We schedule an appointment. This is like about 10-ish in the morning already. And
yeah, because you've been up since 2:25.
Since 2:25.
Yes.
And Flower Mound has one appointment at 12:30. So
you're in DFW, Flower Mound. It's a little bit of a drive.
It's a little bit of a drive. And mind you, we have to Uber. So we're already $40 deep. Okay. Plus I just spent $11 to print out a piece of paper that is not
gonna work.
Not gonna work. So we hightail it on over to Flower Mound, where we wait from about 10:45 to 12:30. And they're like, oh, so you don't have, on this piece of paper, we have lots of information you could provide. I'm like, do you not understand? I lost everything. I have lost my identity. I have nothing to tell you who I am.
Oh my goodness.
They were like, okay, we'll go down here and print a registration because surely there's a vehicle under your name. And I'm like, I have a vehicle under my name. So Eric goes and reprints a registration, which costs us $2. Finally, I'm able to get in. And y'all know I love to be people watching and listening to other people's drama.
Wait. So you're able to get into what?
To my appointment.
Oh, okay. To your appointment. Okay.
Yes, to my appointment. So they moved me from being outside to moving inside. And mind you, I've got my suitcases. I mean, we're in the state office with our suitcases. And people are like, what is wrong with y'all? And they were like, do you have any blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, no, it's my birthday. I'm traveling. I don't carry this stuff with me. And so anyway, finally, I'm able to print my license. $80 back to DFW. And then another.
Wait, so they're able to print it for you? Like right away?
Well, you get your temporary piece of paper.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So here I am carrying a manila envelope at this point with everything to show you who I am. Uh-huh. And then, so when you get there, Eric's like, can we go talk to TSA and see if they'll let us on with this piece of paper before we buy another ticket? Because our plane's already left.
It's gone.
We're going to have to book 2 more tickets. And so anyway, they're like, go talk to TSA. So I run over to TSA and I'm like, mister, can I get on with this piece of paper? They're like, well, let me get a supervisor. So I'm waiting on a supervisor. There's a flight that's leaving in the next 10 minutes. He's like, you're not going to catch that. Oh, so wow. we have to book another late flight, and it's another 2-hour layover for the next flight leaves. Anyway, I'm able to get on.
Did you say yes?
I'm able to get on, but with this piece of paper, I also have to have a separate identifying thing, which thank God I have a credit card. So what they do
has your
is
picture on it.
No, does not have my picture on it. It just has our names match. Our names match, and that's it. So they get a supervisor, and he has to carry my stuff over into a line, and he's like, well, I don't even know what he says. Double check in between the bowls. And everybody's just like, just looks at you like, what did this criminal do? Anyway, so they basically scan everything. I have to go through a different scanner, and they're putting all of my stuff through. They scan it, then they pull it out, then they open everything. They're like, is there anything embarrassing in here? And I wanted to be inappropriate and say, there's some accessories in there, fool. But
there's some barbecue equipment.
Right my Blackstone accessories. But I didn't, because I valued my time and my money that I had just spent for another airline.
Right.
Anyway, so they scan every single item. They swab everything looking for bomb residue.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Serious. So
because you didn't have a real
because I didn't have a real ID, even though this is a state issued piece of paper that they've signed off on, because I did not have my regular ID. This is the steps that I had to go through if I wanted to fly. And I'm like, yes, sir. No, sir. Have a great day, sir.
So you get through security finally. And you don't have another flight available until what, 3 or 4 in the afternoon?
Yes. And I've been awake since 2:25.
So what time did you actually get to Nashville?
We got into Nashville about 6:30.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I should have been there at 12:30.
Mm-hmm.
I would already been
You would have been
Liddy committee. Liddy committee.
So 6:30, and did you get to fly boutique or no?
No. Boutique had already left. They fly out once a day. Oh. So I lost that money.
Oh my goodness.
I'm out an additional $400 for my next flight. This is a very expensive 40th birthday. So if you want to Venmo me, it's at Sandy-Abby. So go ahead and put that in there.
Right, exactly. Oh my gosh, Sandy, that sounds like an ordeal.
It was an ordeal. And I was to the point, everybody knows I have a little bit of a temper, just a little, just
a
smidge. I was like, let's go. We're going home. Eric's like, you can't even rent a car. You have no driver's license. And I'm like, dang it. So
he's like, that's what I said. You're gonna rent the car.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was. So my girlfriend was on her way down there. We did not plan to be there. We just happened to be there at the same time. So I completely stressed her out by telling her I had lost my license. I couldn't find. So then she was stressing out that she was going to lose her license. Anyway, it was a process, but we made it.
I saw that you made it. I don't follow you on Snapchat. I don't follow you on Snapchat.
You missed my antics. Oh my gosh.
So that's funny because the producer was like, is Sandy going somewhere? I was like, yeah, she was going somewhere for her birthday. And we're like, she didn't post anything. I was like, and so she checked your Snapchat and I was like, oh, that's where all the shenanigans are.
That's where all my shenanigans are, because I get so crazy over posting. If you follow me on Snapchat, I went overboard. I posted absolutely not the entire concert, but I might as well have posted an entire concert. Oh man, it was a wild time. I hugged on lots of people, and I don't have any recollection of that whatsoever. But I have pictures, and I have pictures of Eric said, you made lots of friends. You asked everybody, did y'all know it's my birthday? And so I made them pose for pictures. He said everybody just had a great time just posing for pictures.
So the only post that I saw was the Saturday morning post. Or actually, it was the Saturday afternoon post.
Yes. So what had happened was I started partying about 3:00 that afternoon. And I started partying with the combination of different drinks.
Oh, okay.
So
did you find your favorite drink?
No.
You just tried them all.
Just tried them all. So I had whiskeys, I had rums, I had tequilas, I had claws. I mean, stuff that you don't normally mix. You're not supposed to mix your gins or anything like that.
Right.
Well, but I did.
Yeah.
Because I'm a man. I'm 40. Carrie, I believe I did tell lots of people that I was a man. There was a gentleman at this bar that we were at, and he was by himself. But not after he met me. We were all friends.
We were all friends.
He was in a couple of pictures and he wasn't like really feeling it. So I'm like, get in the picture. And he was really compliant and he got in the picture.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You get a little more bossy.
Yes. And then there was these two girls that were at the bar. They'd come, because I was sitting at the bar, and they came up and they were just kind of sad. And I'm like, hey, girls. So I'm talking to them and I'm like, what are y'all doing? They're like, well, I'm getting married. And I'm like, oh my God, congratulations. So anyway, they were like, yeah, but the rest of our party's being like, lame. They didn't want to do anything. And I'm like, oh, say no more. Let's buy shots for everybody. So then all of a sudden her party decided to come find them because they disappeared for a while.
Right.
And so I met her mom, and her mom and we just talked about it. And I told her she was too young to get married, but they didn't listen to me.
Right.
And I mean, I have some videos of my shenanigans if y'all'd like to see them. I mean, if y'all want to.
Send a couple over. We'll take a look at them.
I'll start out with the random people that I roped into hugging me and wishing me a happy birthday. These nice citizens were kind enough to pose with me.
Okay, that's nice.
And so there's this. Oh, it's still sending. It's a little slow. Let me turn off this Wi-Fi. See if this 5G is any faster. And then also got pictures with the band. Okay, so the band was amazing.
Which band did you go see?
I went to see just a little local band called the Double Shots.
Okay.
They were so good. Hey, Anita, how's it going? Thanks for joining it. Yeah, Carrie, pretty much that's what I was doing. Shot. So
I have
okay.
two.
So yeah, there's the other two are still sending.
Okay.
So these two people, I mean, this group of people, I just happened to meet on my way back to my room. They happen to be there minding their own business.
Minding their own business, and they needed to meet you.
They needed to meet me and to know that it was my 40th birthday.
All right, I got a video. Oh, there's a video. Okay, so we'll do this one here.
Okay. So these people were from Florida, and I don't remember that. Eric told me that. I mean, aren't they the sweetest? They're just like posing with me. They were so nice. So kind.
You were just like, hey, you want to take a picture with me?
Yeah. I'm like, hey, do y'all know that it's my birthday today?
Nice. There's some nice people in Tennessee.
And look at these people. They were just they were putting their 4 up for the 40. I mean, we were friends.
Friends for life, right?
Friends for life. These guys, I believe, were from Nebraska. I can't remember. Eric told me, but I don't remember.
Nebraska?
I think they were from Nebraska. And the blonde girl's the one that's getting married.
Uh-huh.
And here we are. Oh, throwing it back.
Up in the club getting a little tipsy.
I mean, we were having a great time. Then so this guy with the mullet, he was in the band, and this guy right here is the one that I made pose in every picture.
You're like, you're going to have some fun.
I don't want you to be alone, sir. It's my birthday.
That's my birthday present.
Yes, that was my birthday present to him. I wanted him to know that he was loved. Anyway, I think he pretty much ran away because I never saw him again.
He was like, no.
Toodles, I'm out of here. Yeah.
No, thank you.
He said,
wow.
No, thank you.
So you were there Friday eventually.
Yes.
Saturday.
Yes.
Sunday.
Yes.
And then you flew back Sunday night?
I flew back Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
We got in Monday. Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I can't do this.
Right. I'm like, I won't be until later. And then, so our luck goes, they, we're fixing to pull out or whatever. And then they're like, oh, the door is broken. We're going to have to call maintenance to come fix it. I'm like, if I hear something is broken or lost or stolen, I'm losing my
right, exactly. Well, at least you didn't have any bad passengers, it sounded like. So
we didn't have any. No, we didn't. But we did have a guy that was so tall, his head was like this on the flight. I was like, oh my gosh, that's miserable.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but then they moved. They allowed him to move, and he was able to go be somewhere else. But I did take a picture of him.
Anita says, "Show the picture of the tall guy."
Oh, I did it on Snapchat, Anita. I didn't keep it. So, and did you tell people you went to Alaska? I'm pretty sure I mentioned it a time or two. Because I'm pretty sure I was like, ew, it's not this hot in Alaska.
That I just came back from.
There.
And now I'm here in Tennessee.
Maybe he didn't run away. Maybe he was done taken.
Oh, wow. The mystery.
Could have been. Actually, I did get his number. So I can text him and ask him how he's doing. I gave my number out to the bride because she planned to be in Texas. So I told her, call me whenever you're in Texas.
Right. So Sandy, go ahead. Oh, the picture of the tall guy.
Yeah.
I was about to say, so since we have quite a few viewers going on right now, so I want to promote your show on Thursday and what you got coming up.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be cool.
Yes. Yes. So thank you for letting me do that. So I'm super excited because if you know, on TikTok, I stumbled upon this book. It's called The Third Gift. If you can see that down there, it says My Dance with the Devil and Her Mother. So this obviously intrigued me, right?
Right.
Anyway, I read the book. I had to finish my continuing education. Anyway, I want to show you this because if you tune in, like, comment, and share on Thursday, you have the opportunity to win this book because I already have a copy. But Danny was kind enough to send this to me so that I could give it away on my show. So this gentleman here wrote this book, based on a true story. His wife did attempt to kill him, to murder him slowly,
right?
Slowly, painfully, and slowly. Y'all, this is what I've always said. Real life will always be better than fiction, which is why I can't stand fiction. I'm like, horror movies. when you have shit like this going on, horror has nothing on it. But anyway, so he's going to be on my show. He's going to talk about his book,
and it's this Saturday. It's Thursday.
It's this Thursday, yes. Wow. And he is going to talk about what happened to him. And he was married, you guys, for 20 years, 21 years. So it wasn't like he married this girl that he found on the streets. No.
Oh, wow.
He was married. They had 2 kids. He thought what they had was like an excellent marriage. And turns out that was not the case after a little bit. But
after 15 years.
After 15 years, I believe, 15 or 17 years, she just flipped a switch.
She's like, ooh, it's time.
It's time to get rid of this fool. But, I mean, there's so many things in here, but you have to tune in.
That's going to be cool.
I'm super excited about this. Like, I have read it again because it's so good. But I'm like keeping it up here because I don't want to spill anything.
Because you had plenty of time on the way to.
Plenty of time. Yeah. So I told myself, I'm like, okay, you have to finish your continuing education because, I have to maintain my license, my insurance license. So I had to finish that. And then I'm like, then I'm going to read this book. Oh, I was done reading it like within 2 days. Eric's like, you already read it? I'm like, yes, I'm gonna have to reread it again. It's so good. And so what I did was he was actually promoting his book on TikTok. And so I went over there. I was just commenting. I'm like, oh my gosh, like every video that I found, I'm like, and I said, I'd love to ask you more questions. Would you be on my show? And he's like, yes, I'll be on your show. And I'm like, so I've been fangirling ever since.
Sandy has been fangirling. So I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about it. And because this is probably one of your biggest guests.
Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Cool.
Joanne is saying, sorry, I tuned in late, but hey, guys. Hey, Miss Joanne. And where's Jamie? He said he was going to be on, but
his mom is in town.
So I'm sure he's enjoying time.
Probably enjoying some time with her. Yeah, I think Joanne wanted to ask a question about the tamales because he said they weren't good. That his mom
I know. Don't you hate when you are looking so forward to something and it doesn't work out?
Yeah, exactly. Or they weren't as good as he thought they were.
Right. They're not as good as he remembered them to be. Right. He probably bought them and never made them.
Right, exactly. Oh, my goodness. So, that's Sandy, while you were having your shenanigans.
Yes.
Heading to Nashville, I was having some issues of my own.
What?
Yes, I was having some issues of my own. So, as you know, the last show before we came on, I introduced my new dog.
Yes, Gemma.
Yes, her name is Gemma, and she's awesome. But she is attached to the hip to Monster Child. So Monster Child takes care of her, watches her. She only will be with her.
Is she going to go to New York with her?
Yeah, no. So I don't know what's going to happen from there. But yeah, so I needed to do some editing because I'm back full on into my photography. I took my month off and I'm back into photography now. And I had some sessions I need to edit. Well, the rest of my family, the producer, the Jet, and the Monster Child went to Levelland to go visit family. And so I was like, cool, I'll keep an eye on the dogs. Not a big deal. That's fine. So I'm editing, blah, 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 going on. And then I'm like, I'm hungry. I think it's time for me to eat.
I think I'll have a hot dog.
I think I'll have a hot dog or something like that. So, of course, if y'all have tuned into the early shows, Ricky used to like to hang out behind me on the bed. So he would hang out on the bed
and lick himself.
Right. Sometimes it was a little explicit, but dogs got to do what a dog's got to do. So, so I'm like, hey, Ricky. And so he gets up and we're ready to go explore. And then I'm like looking around. Where is Gemma? Gemma, where are you? Are you? So I searched the house for like 15 minutes looking for her. We have a doggy door. And I didn't think that she actually went out the doggy door because the home that she was in previously, they did not have a doggy door. So she figured out, hey, there's a doggy door, and unknown to me, well, actually known to me, we have some holes in our fence. And I never had to worry about them with my other dog.
Just say unknown to me.
Right, exactly. So she got out through one of those holes in the fence and just was looking for Monster Child. She was gone.
She darted.
And my family was beside themselves, and everyone was upset with me. And I'm like, I don't have to ever keep up with dogs. I'm sorry. I don't know. So
Jackson.
It's crazy. So I called them. They're still in Levelland, and I'm like, hey, I can't find Gemma. And they're like, what?
Oh, I could hear them cussing.
So she's like, what? And I was like, no. And I was like, I've been looking and see, the thing is, I have no idea when she left.
Yeah.
I know. So, because I looked on our security, because we have an indoor camera for our security, there's one picture of her standing near the dining room table around 5:45 or something like that. And then after that, she's just gone. So I don't know. And I got hungry around, I would say 7:30, 7:45.
Oh, so she's already been gone for 2 hours?
Yeah, so I don't know how long she's been gone, but at max, she's been gone like 2 hours. So I'm like, holy.
And those little suckers run fast. Those little legs can move.
She is fast. Yeah, she's way faster. And she's skinnier than Maisie was. And she is a lot more skittish. So she'll like dart. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So luckily, I get on my electric skateboard, and I'm cruising all through the neighborhood trying to find her. And I'm like skating up to people. Have y'all seen a black dog? No. Have y'all seen a black dog? And then I run into these people. Hey, have y'all seen a black dog? And I'm like, and they're like, no. Hey, are you the one with the drone that follows you? I'm like, yeah. Like, and then they're like asking me questions. I'm like, I'm looking for my dog, people.
Right. Thank you, my fans. But
right, exactly. I'm just like, I need to find my dog, okay? Kids are freaking out. We just barely got her.
You're like, I don't want to lose my life when they come back.
Exactly. It's so crazy because I called our vet and said, hey, we got a new dog, and they're like, okay, our first available is this week.
Right.
So we need to do. I was like, we need to make sure we get her shots because the family she was with, they didn't do shots. They didn't chip her. Her nails needed to be trimmed and all that fun stuff. So he's like, hey,
girl already looking homeless.
I'm a responsible dog. I'm going to take care of what I need to take care of. But I let the damn dog go out the back fence and cruise around the neighborhood. So who knows? So if you know me, I have very low expectations. So I'm just like, she's dead. She got hit and ran over, something like that.
Really? Negative Nancy?
Yeah, I'm like negative
You went
Nancy.
negative? Oh my God. That's what you get for talking smack about us all the time.
Yeah. So I'm making my posts on Facebook and, on all the Lost and Found groups, on the Next Door Neighbor app. I got all of the things posted out, and I'm just like, please just share whatever, find something. And then the family gets home.
Oh God.
And yeah, they're all crying and they're all looking, and the Monster Child is so upset, but she's upset with me, obviously, because it happened on my watch. Because I'm like, I didn't I promise I didn't do it on purpose.
Right. It's not like I opened the gate and said,
Right, yeah. But I might as well have, right?
Yeah, you might have, you did. You basically did.
Right, yeah. So and I still hadn't eaten. I was still hungry because I was
too busy searching.
I was still busy searching all over.
Like, I'm over here missing meals to look for this
exactly.
dog.
So I'm like, we're driving around looking for the dog, and I'm like, this is like needle in the haystack type stuff. And she's a black dog. There's no way we're gonna find her at night. And so we're just driving around, and everybody's upset. We come home, and I drop them off. And I'm like, I got to get me something to eat. I was like, I'm sorry, I just got to get something to eat. But so I end up driving this way and then come back because we live on a very busy street, Milwaukee and 19th. So I'm like, there's no way that she would have crossed. She's too skittish to like do any of that.
Yeah.
So get something to eat, and we finally go to sleep. And the next morning I had to work. So I told Kiki, I was like, hey, what we'll do is we'll go visit the animal shelter and see if they have picked her up. And the animal shelter's on the other side of town.
You're like in a bag.
Right, exactly. And then the whole time, so I'm up late, like looking at the Facebook post. So I had to say something about one of the lost and found groups. I posted, and it has to be admin approved.
Right.
And I'm like, what in the world? And it didn't get approved until the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, come on now.
It's a preventative measure for people that go on there and try to sell stuff, sell their dogs, I mean, it's because of people that it's like that, unfortunately.
Right, I understand that. But I think there should be more than one admin or moderator. Yeah. I was like, come on. I'm like in desperate need. This group is one of the bigger groups. You should approve my post because I need people. I need eyes out. Eyes out, people. Come on. You understand this?
Yeah. I've had to go through the same thing a few times. So, yeah, I know exactly. It's so frustrating.
It's like, why can't somebody just approve it? It's obviously not. I'm not trying to sell the dog. I'm trying to get the dog back.
It says lost.
It says lost.
I need that.
Then I even found this. Go ahead.
He's like, so don't tell me the dog's in the backyard the whole time.
I wish that was the case, but no. So the next day I go to work for a little while, take care of things that I need at work. And then I pick up Kiki and we head out to the animal shelter. I will say that the animal shelter is very nice. It's
the new facility is very nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice facility. But the people are I'm just like, oh my goodness, you people.
Let me interrupt your story to tell you a real quick story. Mm-hmm. Red got lost and looked at the shelter everywhere, couldn't find him. Then I finally went up to the shelter again because I kept calling and they were like, no, he's not here. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go up there myself. One of the guys had already set Red aside. He was hoping to take him home.
Ooh.
He was chipped. They did not check his chip. Anyway, different story.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's the same thing. So we walk in and there's like 4 or 5 people having a conversation to the desk behind the desk over here. And they look our way, nothing. And then so the lady comes over. She finally ends her conversation, comes down to her desk. Can I help you?
She said, what you want?
How hard is it, people? How hard is it when you see somebody just to say, hey, I'll be right with you.
Just do the finger.
Yeah. I see you. I acknowledge you. I'll be right with you. How hard is that? That's
so hard this day and age.
It just drives me absolutely batty. I know you're busy. I'm not going to be the person that says, hey, you were talking about who won the NASCAR race the other day. I don't care.
Buildies.
I don't care. I just want you to acknowledge me that I'm here in your presence. That you
don't have to clear my throat and make it seem like I got something.
Right. Exactly. Well, we actually got to go into the place, and they said if she was lost last night, it's going to be on this side of the shelter. And of course, we're walking through. So I've been all over the animal shelter Facebook page and stuff like that, and I knew that she wasn't there. But I told Monster Child we'd go look, and we did. She wasn't there, but the facility is very nice. I felt bad because she wanted all the dogs. It's like we can't do that. We're here to look for one dog. So nope, not there. And then the SPCA is closed, and so is the Haven one. That one's closed too. So I'm
So
like, we'll
all
just
of
have
these are volunteer based and they only open on certain adoption days.
right, exactly. So I was like, we'll just have to wait until tomorrow and see what happens. Well, so my expectations are super low about this.
Because if you watch after 48 hours, usually
Yeah, the longer the time goes,
the longer the time, the slimmer your chance. Yeah, it's true story.
It is true. So we come back home, take care of some things, and I go grab us some food because I don't cook.
Right. I don't do dishes. I don't do laundry.
Yeah, exactly. I don't change diapers. I don't change the toilet paper roll. So while I'm out, though, the producer says, "Hey, somebody found her," and I'm like, "What? No way!" And I was like, "You're lying. This is not her."
Right.
And they posted a picture of her, and it was her. And
okay, so like, did they see your post, or did they say, "Hey, we found this dog"?
They said, "We found this dog," and I'm like, "See, this is what's." The next door neighbor app is just terrible because I don't know what order it decides to put stuff in.
Yeah, there's no algorithm there whatsoever.
It's like I don't know who's gonna put in what order or whatever. But,
yeah.
So this is what's crazy. So the house, they didn't find her until 2:00 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. So how long has she been gone at this point? How
she
many
had been
hours?
gone since about 7:00 the previous day.
Okay.
So she spent
the following day at 2.
Following day at 2, they found her, but Dad didn't get home until like 5 or 6, and he's the one that made the post on the next door neighbor app.
Because they were trying to keep her, and he's like, we ain't trying to keep her. Right, exactly. He's like,
in his post, he's like, I came home from work and we had 3 dogs, and I'm like, that gotta happen.
Leave it to a dad to be
Right,
like, no,
exactly.
fools.
Yeah, exactly. So the cool thing was, it's actually she was caught by the son, and he actually went to school with Jet. So he was a friend of Jet's. It's so crazy where she ended up. And she ended up, so she crossed the big street, which is Milwaukee, which I can't believe. She crossed Milwaukee. Yeah, she crossed Milwaukee and was almost
like what, 8 pounds of her? She's little.
So we weighed her today, 6.4 pounds.
Oh my God.
Right, exactly. And I kept telling Kiki, I was like, there's no way that somebody picked her up, because she won't let anybody. And there's no way that she would have crossed the big street because she's scared of everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But fear is crazy for them because they move. They move. I lost mine during 4th of July events.
Right.
And so I lived right there on 8th Street. They made it all the way to Clovis Highway.
Wow.
This is how far they got.
Right.
Yeah. So no, when fear is something else, man.
Yeah, it's so crazy what drives them to go so far.
Yeah.
And she was so that field near Terra Vista?
Yes.
School? So she was right next. Their house is next door to that field.
No way.
Yeah, so she made it all the way over there. We were very happy to get her. And you know what's crazy? Before, when we got her, the producer's like, hey, should we get her one of those tracker collars? I was like, nah, she's not going.
You're like, she's too scared to go anywhere.
So now I have an air tag coming, so we're going to put an air tag on her collar and stuff like that.
Yeah, those suckers come in handy. That's why we have that cube on Johnny Cash, because I'm like, we're moving to Pflugerville. You never know what could happen. So he does have a tracker on.
Right. Yeah. So tracker's coming in tomorrow. Today we took her to the vet. She got her shots. She got her nails clipped, and they put the chip in her. So now she's chipped. And so it's just been a whirlwind with her that really put more stress on me than I really cared.
So how long are you grounded for?
It's so crazy. And we went to get her. They're like, hey, do you want to do a heartworm test? I'm like, well, she's been out gallivanting across the town, so we might as well.
Talking to unvaccinated dogs.
Right, exactly. It's like, we don't know what she's up to. It's so crazy, because for her to be out by herself that long and then to be found. So, but yes, she is.
Well, I'm so glad that was a happy ending, because man.
Yeah, I was telling you, I was very negative Nancy on it. because
I mean,
it'd been almost 48 hours, 24.
yes. So we got a couple of comments here. CPJ says, we have a dumped white lab. So where CPJ lives, there's a lot of dumping going on. Possible Great Pyrenees that is trying to adopt us, but likes to dig out of the yard and sneak the puppies we choose out of the yard. Who wants her? Chose.
Sneak the puppies we chose out of the yard. Oh, so CPJ has her own dogs.
She has her own dogs. This one was a dump.
Like, hey, let me show you how to get out of here.
Yeah. And she's like, Bueller.
Yeah, that's what we think Ricky did too. Is like Ricky's like, there is the door, and there might, if you're looking close, there might be a hole in the fence right there.
Ricky's like, I was doing great until you came along, girl.
Right, exactly.
Anita said, so glad you got your doggy back, but why is your daughter called Monster Child asking for a friend?
So Monster Child is probably, okay, so listen to this story. When she was young, probably about 3 or 4, I didn't like for my kids to drink coffee or soda. And I picked her up one time and I smelled it. I smelled her breath and she had coffee on her breath. And I was like, hey, did you drink coffee? And she's like, nope, without missing a beat.
And you're like, you monster.
Like, you monster. She straight up lied like it was nobody's business. She was easy. It was so crazy. So that's the reason.
It's just like any child. They have chocolate all over. Did you eat that?
No, yeah. It didn't phase her one to lie to me. So I call her the Monster Child. She's also very independent. She speaks her own mind. And so, that's the one that's also going to New York City. So yeah, she's a monster. So that's
funny. So Trump says dogs are dogs for life. I'm sure that's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And Joanne says, you never liked dogs, Joe. Guess kids change your mind.
So I like dogs. Growing up, we had a couple indoor dogs, but the producer never had indoor dogs. And so I was surprised that she wanted dogs. And, when we lost our dog recently, I was surprised she wanted another dog. So that's how we ended up with Gemma. And so it was crazy. But yeah, I was okay with not getting another dog. I was fine with just one. Now we have the 2 again. It was fun. Oh my goodness. It was just a whirlwind of emotions.
And and it's so exhausting because you're just like, you're worried. Where could she be? Especially her, because you just got her.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just like, I just rescued her. And so of course, like for me, you always go through, when they find her, they're going to think I neglected her because I hadn't clipped her toenails, just all these other things. Like I don't have a chip in her, because the rescue dog community is like the most judgmental community you've ever like. Someone's shaggy dog. When we lost Red, that we had to flush the people who found him out with the reward. And so they try to tell me, oh, well, your dog's malnourished. And I'm like, let's go to my vet. And my vet will tell you how malnourished my dog is. So anyway, we met at the vet's office, and I did not give them the reward because they were actually trying to keep him from me. So I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, go yourselves, because no way. But I didn't give him a reward. I mean, I was about to have to call in the authorities because they were trying to keep him. Yeah, people are freaking whack, man.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It is so crazy. And it's so crazy how people will just dump dogs. I'm like, why would
growing up, we grew out on the farm. People always dump dogs. I remember one time they dumped a Dalmatian, and that Dalmatian was super aggressive. And so Dad always would have to shoo him away. And then they dumped this other long-haired dog, and I swear he was orange. He was like so bright orange. So we were trying to feed it, and Mom had just gone grocery shopping. So we went and grabbed a jug of milk and poured half of it out. And then we had like day-old donuts. And so we like fed it donuts and milk. Oh. I mean, my mom was like, I just bought milk. What happened? And we're like, just trying to feed this little homeless dog. Anyway, yes, people dump dogs out in the country all the time.
Terrible people. Y'all are terrible people if you do that. Just terrible.
Yeah. There was just a man that was just arrested. They actually caught him dumping the dog. They caught him on video. The dog was running after the man when he dropped him off. And so they're like getting him on video. And so he's arrested and fined, and he was out on bond. But I'm like, good. They need stiffer penalties for these people that do that.
Yeah,
Psychos.
if you like don't want a dog, don't get a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that?
CPJ says, I tried to lie to my grandmother about not using her orange lipstick. So that's how Pretty Little Liar started.
The orange lipstick that's all over your face. I don't know what you're talking about.
What? Orange lipstick?
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Oh man, yeah. Lots of fun. And just crazy. Just crazy.
But I'm so glad Gemma's back. And so is she better today?
She's better today.
Holes?
Yeah. So I patched my holes while I didn't patch them, but I put bricks in front of them and said, now try it, dog.
Right. Do it again, Gemma. Right. I bet Ricky's gonna help her move them.
Right, exactly. Ricky's like, watch this. Whoosh.
See, Gemma, follow me. Follow me for more life hacks.
Right, exactly. It's so crazy. And she's so skittish. Oh, and it's funny. So last night I made street tacos, and then
I did see that tacky little picture.
Yeah, I'm trying to put all the street taco stuff together, and then I hear this ungodly screaming, and Gemma, because her nails were still long, had gotten caught in a string of on her bed, and she was like all screaming, and I'm like trying to help her, and she's like trying to bite me. I'm like, I'm trying to help you.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Those little skittish dogs.
I'm like, calm down. I was like, just calm down. Let me get your scissors and I'll get you cut loose. So, but yeah.
How did she do with getting her nails clipped?
She did pretty good. So she had to have the pet tech or the vet tech or whatever had to hold her pretty tight. So
yeah. Luckily, they're so skilled.
Yeah, they really are. How fast? Because he was like click, 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 like all the way around. And I tried it one time I haven't done it with Maisie or our previous dog, and I'm just like, I was like,
yeah, because it's like clipping your own nail. You get to that little sad part there. Yeah. Oh gosh, and then it's over. Like once you clip them and you clipped it, oof, good luck trying to ever touch their feet again.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And then especially if you like hit the blood, where it starts bleeding, and I'm like. Yeah, it's just
because you know how it feels. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I hated when my dad would cut my nails because he would go like deep into
all the way. Oh gosh. Let's see. Couple of comments. That's cruel to dump your animals. Oh yeah, agreed wholeheartedly. CPJ says, Joanne, it's awful where we are. I see a new dog every month. In 10 years, we've had probably 10 to 15 try to adopt us. It's so scary allowing them in the house, because most have been abused and react in fear. It's so sad. Yeah, totally. Like they're not like intentionally trying to hurt you. That's just how they react. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy too. It's just that, especially because we have such a nice facility here. It's like, take them to the animal shelter, people. Come on.
That's the thing, is they are so overrun right now. I mean, I see it all the time, just how overrun they are, and how many people just breed or because they accidentally or whatever the reason, they're just not responsible pet owners.
Yeah. Take care of your pets, people. Take care of your pets.
And like, what did Bob Barker always spay and neuter, man?
Yeah, he was big about that. So
yeah,
crazy.
He sure was. Like, so Cash is not fixed, but I want to wait till he's at least 2, just because when you do it so young, there's like some of the health benefits, they'll have health issues. But I'm like, I never fixed Red. He was never fixed, but like my females, they are fixed, because those are the ones having babies, and nobody got time for that.
Right. Yeah. So they told us to wait like a few weeks before we go and get her spayed. So I have to wait until all the other stuff settles down, and she's going to hate that. Luckily, I think the monster child will still be here whenever we do that. So
is because Ricky's fixed, right?
Ricky's fixed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Not trying to handle babies over there.
They didn't want us to make any money off of him, because he's AKC certified and all that fun stuff. So yeah, they're like, you ain't gonna make any more money.
Yeah, no. Joanne said, that's why you spay or neuter. My dogs never bred them. Yeah, see, I'm not a puppy. Like, Cash was my first puppy. Everything else that I've ever gotten was an adult. But yeah, gosh.
So do you plan on getting another one?
Take care of your pet, Joe. I go back and forth on it just because I want Johnny Cash to have a mate to play with, not like to procreate, but just to have a partner to play with. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, that's 2 dogs. And I had looked to see if there was still another possibility to get Red's bloodline, because Red was such a good dog. He was so good. And so I looked into seeing if his bloodline was still around, and it is not.
Oh, wow.
So I'm heartbroken about that. So I don't know. I'm still up in the air. If I do, it's going to be something, I'm a shopper. I'm not an adopter. I've done plenty of rescue. Do not come at me, bruh. I've rescued plenty. I have fostered plenty, and I know what I'm going to get, just because when I was in the foster world, there was a lot of dogs that we had to put down because of their aggressive behavior. I mean, they're a huge liability. We had this beautiful Akita that their people surrendered. And they were like, okay, so we would test for pet aggression to see if you could put them with, other pets and stuff. And one of my dogs was always the guinea pigs, and nope.
Yikes.
And as an Akita, I mean, you know how expensive Akitas are, and you're like, you can't, it's a liability. What if it goes after a kid? And so, yeah, I mean, you want to be 100% no kill, but it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's not. Yeah. I mean, sadly, the way these dogs were raised, just
and abused and treated. Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, what does CPJ say?
CPJ says, we just got 2 sister labs a while back. I will always do 2 at a time from now on. Amazing. Entertain each other. Yeah. And see, that's kind of the way, when we got Piper, you guys know she was in a bad situation and she didn't know how to be a dog. So we're like, we're going to get a dog to help her be a dog. She learned how to fetch. She learned how to be a dog. Right. And so, but yeah, the twosies is always good because they keep each other busy. So,
except for Chihuahuas. So this is what we learned about Chihuahuas. They only like their own kind. They're kind of racist like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if they don't have their own kind, they will attach to one person in the house, and they will and stay attached to that one person in the house. So we didn't know that, unfortunately. So that's why Maisie never liked Ricky, and now Gemma doesn't like Ricky. And so
be like, maybe it's not them, it's Ricky.
Right, exactly. That's the thing. So the problem is, there's only one thing that's constant here.
Yeah, there's the common denominator.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were like that. I didn't know that you had to have.
Yeah, so the producer read up on it, and she was trying to figure out why, whatever. So I was like, that's why we shouldn't have got another dog in the first place.
So what's so funny? So G my brother had a little applehead Chihuahua and got along great with his Rottweiler. She would sit on him.
Oh wow.
And she would lay on him. They were always together. And I mean, just wherever he was, and that was a little shadow, and they got along just fine. They were like little best friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I wonder if it's like if you start them as puppies where they actually are introduced to other dogs, that might be. But if you try to introduce a grown dog, because Gemma's like 4 years old.
Yeah.
So, and she used to be with her mom. And
okay.
Yeah. So she's like, you don't look anything like my mom. I don't want to mess with you.
Right. You don't smell like my mom. You don't look like my mom. Joanne says, my damn cat Abby got knocked up, and the first chance I got, she was fixed. No more kittens. Still living with cats we have left. Ugh. See, and I'm not a cat person.
Yeah, we're not cat people.
No.
We're anti-cat people here.
Right. Like they're cute when they're little and far away.
Yeah. Like this is another reason that Monster Child is called Monster Child. She wants to be a cat lady. And then I told her, I was like, but me and your brother and I are allergic to cats. And she's like, so?
That seems to be the problem here.
Right, exactly. She's like, so? That means that you don't visit. I don't want you to visit.
Right. Perfect. Now I know how to keep y'all out of my apartment.
Right, exactly.
Joanne says she loves cats.
She loves the cats. Whew. Well, Sandy, we had a lot of drama this weekend.
We did. And if y'all are listening, can y'all keep an eye out for my driver's license? I'm like freaking out about it. Like I put a fraud alert on my stuff.
That is so crazy. That's so crazy that you lost it because you were only in the airport.
Yeah,
It's got to
that's
be in
it.
the airport somewhere.
It's in the airport somewhere. Yeah.
So
I'm
crazy.
hoping like maybe someone will mail it to me.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can just drop it in the mail, people. Just drop it in the mail. It'll get back to where it needs to go.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Or take
all
it
you
back
gotta
to the
do.
little lost and found.
Sweet. Well, we will be back tomorrow, hopefully with
Yes.
Mr. Pineapples. I thought he was coming on tonight, but you know, hey.
I'm pretty sure he said I'll be on tonight.
We will screenshot it and let him know.
Yeah.
that he was
We're like,
gonna be-
we're holding you to this. We only had our segments.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, let's go back. Let's find it. Here we go. What?
We're going to show y'all what he said. Oh, Joanne says, tell her to come see me.
Yeah.
Joanne's like, have I got a cat you can babysit?
I just passed the picture where you were asleep at 2:00 in the afternoon.
I call that my recovery time. I was recovering. Thank you very much.
You were recovering.
Yes.
Where is
hard?
How do we do the outro again? Do you remember the outro? I know my part.
I know my part. I don't know Jamie's part.
Okay, let me find it.
Somebody help us with Jamie's part.
What is Jamie's part? Yours says be kind and rewind.
Rewind. Although I did say I'm never drinking again.
Oh, there it is. It is. I found it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go. All right, everyone. Sandy.
I don't know Jamie's part.
No, that's what I said. That's your part, though. Jamie goes, all right, everyone.
Oh, all right, everyone.
No, I say all right, everyone. All right, everyone. And now your part.
Remember to be kind and rewind.
Look for and meet new friends. You
filthy animals.
Oh, crap. I got to do the thing.
Oh, my God.
Look, have a good night, everyone.
Bye. Good night.